In this era of women stepping forward to change the world, the notion of contests aimed at pitting women against one another for a title and a trophy seems beyond antiquated. Yet for Chicago's Maggie Rose McEldowney, being crowned the Rose of Tralee is all about celebrating her Irish heritage, honoring her family and the South Chicago community from where she hails, and securing a worldwide platform from which she can make a difference.
Where did you go to college?
I went to the University of Illinois in Champaign. I received the Chick Evans Scholarship. It is a caddy scholarship.
Golf?
Yeah.
Are you a golfer or a caddy?
Terrible golfer. Absolutely horrible. But I caddied pretty well in 7th grade. Actually, my brother was the one who introduced me to caddying. He was also a Chick Evans Scholar. It's based on financial need, academic excellence, outstanding behavior, or your personality, and your extracurricular involvements. And it's a full ride scholarship.
What did you major in?
I actually started to learn about nutrition and dietetics, and I realized that really wasn't my passion. So I took a media class and really loved it, and then I just decided to go from there.
What year did you graduate?
I was 2011 from college. I was 07 from Marist High School, where I work now.
You are doing what now at Marist?
I'm director of the Marist Fund. A part of my job is working as an advocate for the students. So I'm their voice. You know, it's my responsibility to articulate the needs of the students through letters, through e-blast, holiday video, or postcard. And as an alum, I feel like I know the kids who I'm working for. I can really relate to them. I've been here now, this is my 5th year at Marist. I absolutely love it.
Do you foresee that writing would become something more than a job where you try to sustain a high school?
With what's happened over the past couple weeks, I've noticed it is fun to tell a story. I've never blogged or done anything like that before, so I have really enjoyed telling a story through all of the events that have been taking place.
You've referred a couple of times to what's happened recently. You've also talked about your Irish heritage to start with, Ms. Maggie Rose.
I'm also wearing tiaras.
Well, yeah, you know, there's little hints along the way that there's something more to this story. So why don't you tell us what happened to you and how it got started?
In 2012, my family and I took our first family trip to Ireland. My dad, growing up, his mom grew up in Derry. We were able to go to my grandmother's farm in Derry, where she grew up, where the family still lives. Where we met Rose O'Neill, which is her sister-in-law, who she married my grandmother's brother. She's still alive. She turned 100 on the 4th of July. So that was a really, that was an unforgettable day. We had a peat moss fire going and sipping tea in the living room with the biscuits, and we started chatting, and Rose had mentioned just telling our stories about Chicago and where we grew up, and she had mentioned that you should go for the Rose of Tralee and be a great advocate for Chicago. And at that stage, the only Rose of Tralee talk I've and my family have ever heard of was when my grandma would make a joke. You know, who do you think you are, the Rose of Tralee?
Did you know what she meant by that?
I thought it was like, who do you think you are, a princess? So no, I never really understood the festival up until she said that. So I went home and started researching what it was all about. And
what is it all about?
It's an Irish festival. This is the 57th year. It celebrates Irish culture, the Irish diaspora, strong Irish women, and who we are today. Originally, it started as a tourism ploy to get people to come back to Kerry, and then as it evolved, it kind of took on a life of its own and it became such a powerful festival. It's a 2-week celebration in Kerry. They welcome any center that's up and running internationally to join.
Center, what does that mean?
I was a member of the Chicago Center, so there are 65 current active centers. I think they can get up to 70 or 75.
Irish centers?
Yes, so anywhere from all over the world.
Is there an age limit?
18 to 28.
What are the other requirements?
To have Irish heritage.
And how do they define that?
Any trace, as long as there's some Irish heritage in your gene pool, you qualify.
So then you have to go in to find an Irish center where you can be part of this process, right?
Yes, but I couldn't go to the New York Center since one is offered in Chicago.
It has to be where you live.
There's a girl from Wisconsin who's trying to apply to the Chicago Center because there's not a current Wisconsin center. But over the years, there's been an Italy center. There have been certain ones that come and go. Chicago actually wasn't around for a couple of years. So it just depends on keeping the momentum alive, which that's a ton of work for whoever, Mary Kay Gavin Marmo is our center director. She's had it now for the past 10 years, and I think she's really morphed it into this community. So I have an issue with the term competition because, yes, at the end of the day, someone is selected to represent the festival and act as the ambassador for the year, but the attitude that when you're there is really not competitive. It's more, there's just a sense of camaraderie. You send in an application, and then there's the selection day, which has a variety of in-person interviews and then a stage performance. If you're interested, you could do a song, a poem, a dance, but it has nothing to do with your selection.
No gowns, no, none of that.
Oh, no. You want to look your best, so I do think there's an element of style and fashion that goes into it, and I think that's evolved throughout the years. A lot of people call it the festival outdated or made fun of our outfits and called us lovely and fair. But if you're applying for the opportunity of a lifetime, you would get dialed up for it, wouldn't you?